The whole point of retirement is to spend time doing the things that we love with the people that we love. Spending time watching your grandchildren grow up and hitting the road and traveling and adventuring. And that is exactly what this next incredible couple that we're about to visit has done. All thanks to a wonderfully designed tiny house. Hey Brenda, how's it going?
Good, thank you.
Great to meet you. G'day Peter, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks. Very good.
It's a pleasure to meet you both and to see this incredible home that you have.
Thank you.
So first of all, can you talk to me about how it is that you came to be living in a tiny house?
Well, our daughter has a company building tiny houses, and during lockdown, she said to us, come and live in a tiny house on site, the show home. She said, because Dad will go spare at home with nothing to do, because we were living in a smaller 3-bedroom house, no workshop for him. And so we lived in the tiny house for a month. So that was the start of our journey.
And it meant I could go to work because I was in the envelope. It meant I could just be, a couple of hours a day or whatever I wanted to do. We had meals with them and I played with the grandchildren. So, yeah, it worked out. And Brenda was with the daughter rather than just the two of us locked up.
And so when you were there living in the tiny house on site, what is it that sort of really connected you to the idea of living in a tiny house and made you think, yeah, this is something we could definitely do?
Everything was there. We had the couches and the bathroom and the kitchen, so we didn't want for anything. It made sense.
It was like, why have all that money tied up in a house?
Yeah.
When we could release a bit of money, we bought a caravan, got the tiny house, and, we can go travelling.
Just enjoy life a bit more.
Yeah. Enjoy those last few years.
I could not agree more. And looking at the land, you are in such a lovely spot here as well. You've got such a gorgeous outlook. You've even got the sea views in the background. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and there's Mount Maunganui fully there. So you wake up in the morning and she's sitting there having your meal and it's still sitting there. And no, it's great. You can do what you like, and because we're on the daughter's land, we can go up and see her, or the grandkids come down here on a regular basis. So, I would not go back to a normal house.
Yeah, and I'm just such a fan of multi-generational living as well. The setup that you have where you can have entirely your own space and be totally self-contained here and yet still remain so connected to your daughter and grandchildren, that's just so nice, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, it's fantastic.
And the house that you've got here, this is such a great setup because you've got the main home, but then you've also got the addition of another pod.
The pod is for Brenda for her office and sewing. She did a lot of sewing. Was her job. But yeah, we never get two together. But if the occasion was you felt that, she can go that way and I can go that way. I'm in my workshop, she's in her workshop, and it's great.
Makes living in a small space together a little less dangerous, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about what you've done here is the way that you've created this really beautiful outdoor space as well.
It was always the intention to put a big deck and a cover. We went a bit further with the cover I didn't want to have clear light covers because they show the dirt. So I put a full tin roof, same colour as the tiny, joined it, made it exactly the same. But then I've got the white building paper, which just gives everything that whiteness and biggest. Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah. And having the nice big couch here as well, it just creates this lovely extension to your living space.
Oh, absolutely. We can have breakfast out here. We're sitting out here having morning tea. The deck's 5 metres wide, so it's more than bigger than the house itself.
Absolutely. And what size is the tiny house?
It's 3 metres wide, about 11 metres long, this one. And then we've got the pod down there, which is 6 metres long, again by 3 metres wide.
Perfect, great size. And can you talk to me about the design of the tiny house? Because it just looks so great here. I love the really light colours and it just sort of beautifully settles into the hill, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what we were aiming for, was to be nice and light.
We had seen a house when we'd gone walking at our other place. That was the same outdoor colours as this. We thought, oh, that looks nice. So we took our inspiration from other houses, really.
And with your daughter being a tiny house builder, I'm sure you had no shortage of inspiration to draw from.
Yes. Sometimes she told us what we were having.
We worked together, of course. But yeah, no, it was good.
And what about power and water here?
Well, for power, we've running mains power from the shed over there. For water, we've got water again from over the shed. It goes through filters and it comes through down to the tiny, so we're not actually collecting our water to use.
Well, this is just such a nice looking home, and I am very excited to see what it's like from the inside. Can we take a look?
Absolutely. Come on in.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is just brilliant. It really is a lovely, spacious feeling home, isn't it?
It is. We find it's plenty of room for us.
Being single level, but then being so wide, having this lovely ceiling sort of sloping up and then looking out into the area, it really does make you feel like you're in quite an expansive space.
It's as big as what we would want. It's got everything inside, it's got everything outside.
Absolutely. And a nice big couch here as well to just sit back and take in those lovely rural views.
This was actually a couch from our previous property, so it just fits in well.
The room's designed for it with the shelves on the side.
Nice.
Yeah.
And good sized TV as well.
Yes, we watch a little bit of TV, of course, and it's on a swivel, so we can have it round facing the kitchen or round facing this area.
Brilliant. And this home has a really nice kitchen design. I love the way it sort of wraps around the whole end of the home, and then you've even got this nice return with a bit of a breakfast bar as well.
Tiny house don't have a lot of room as a rule, so we wanted a bigger bench, and we wanted this here for the grandkids to come down and sit at the table rather than on the floor or the couch or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
And do you tend to eat your meals here as well, or do you use the table outside?
We don't use this for ourselves. It's just the grandkids. We generally seem to have a lot here. We'll go outside and have some in the evening. Absolutely.
Great. Yeah. And you have no shortage of storage in this kitchen, do you? There are just cupboards everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. There's more cupboards here, and it works better than our last 3-bedroom home. The kitchen is about 300 mil smaller each way than our last house.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's amazing, but it works better.
Yeah, you've definitely fit a lot of kitchen into this space, and you're not wanting for anything in this kitchen, are you? You've got the great size fridge, microwave, air fryer, toaster, you've got the oven, you've got the coffee machine, you've got absolutely everything you could want in here, haven't you?
Absolutely, and it's been designed for us, and it works better than the last house we had, and it only takes 4 minutes to vacuum the house as well, so that's a big plus.
A huge plus, I'd say. You know what though, I take that back because I've just noticed that there is no cooktop in here. What's happening with that?
We have 2 single induction hot plates that we can just put away in the cupboard. It clears the bench space and just makes it all nice and tidy.
Oh, and you may also notice that we don't have a kettle. So what we've got is a hot tap on demand. Use the tap, boiling water. You get 2 cups of coffee or whatever, 6-8 seconds, finished.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of doing it, and that just comfortably sits under the counter, does it?
Yes.
Lovely idea. And then what do we have next door?
We've got the bedroom. You want to come through and have a look?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Again, this is just a really good-sized room, and I love the way that you've got the bed there that just expands and leads you out onto the deck as well and kind of connects this room again with the outdoor living space.
Yes, well, as we said before, you wake up and you look at the view. We certainly didn't have that in the last house. So the tiny houses you can design to suit that view wherever you are.
Absolutely. Wake up, cup of coffee in bed, look out onto the view. That's how to do it.
Yeah.
And again, no shortage of storage in this room.
Not at all, no. We've got the big wardrobes here. I've got one end and my wife Brenda's got the other 2.
At least you have one end.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yes. But we got the little units next to the bed as well. So, we've had those for a long time. They fitted. Again, they've been designed to fit our room. Well, the room actually has been designed to fit those. Put it the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's quite a nice flow between these 2 spaces as well, isn't it? Because it's connected but still quite private in here. And it sort of becomes another really functional room of the house when it's not in a pokey loft, eh? You could easily come in here to read a book or just relax, and it still feels like it's very connected to the house.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got the book there to read, and we've got the cavity slider, so if we do want to close it off, I can come in here, we can shut the door. It's brilliant.
Yeah, because that is one thing that I notice with tiny homes that have sleeping lofts with sort of more difficult access, is that the space just doesn't really tend to get used that much other than for sleeping, whereas the way that you've done it here, it does become an equally functional part of the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice to have the insect screens in here as well.
Yes, I don't think that window's been shut since we've been here, living in here. And this one we only shut occasionally. So yeah, there's no insects in here, no mozzies. So yeah, it's great.
And then you've got this lovely barn door here at the end of the home leading us into the bathroom.
Yeah, that's correct. Come on through and have a look.
Yes, please. Thank you. What a lovely bathroom. Immediately, I'm hit with the size of that shower. That thing is huge, isn't it?
It is. It's a metre square.
Yeah.
Rather than the standard 900s that go in most tinies, or being a little bit bigger person, taller, I want to move my arms around. So we got a metre square.
I completely understand. And you've got the washer and dryer in here as well?
Yes, absolutely. Again, the whole room's been designed to sit on the drawer and then a cupboard beside. So we've got, again, a lot of storage. Plus we've got another wardrobe as well.
Excellent.
So the other thing we've done too is, because we're not any younger, we're getting older, we've lifted the washing machine up on a drawer. So we've got items under there. And this is much easier to get into at a better height.
Good size vanity as well in here?
Yeah, 750. It's standard, but it looks bigger because it's white.
Yeah.
And then you've got your mirror doors, which make things look that much bigger again.
It certainly does. Yeah. And then, of course, we've got the composting toilet. And I'm curious, because you've downsized from here from a regular home, and quite frequently the composting toilet can be one of those sticking points that people are pretty apprehensive about. How did you find adjusting to a composting toilet?
It can be, but it was a case of, because we're on the land, we would have to have another septic tank. We couldn't fit it into the existing, but it works fine. There's really no problem with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And it's quite a lovely layout in this room as well. It sort of feels very spacious, but you've also got sort of nice separation between the laundry space and then the bathroom. And one thing that I especially like in here is you've got the extra door in here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got a tunnel house garden out the back, so I can come in through here to the toilet, wash my hands or whatever the case may be, and Brenda can take washing out there through to the clothesline if she wants to go that way. The door was really important for us.
And so how long have you been living in the tiny house now?
Well, about 14 months. We moved in just before last Christmas.
And how are you finding life in the tiny house?
Oh, love it. Yeah, love it. Wouldn't go back to a standard home again. I've said that before, but it's just, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it comes to the point where it just feels normal. Why would you want anything bigger?
Yeah.
So,
What was your process of downsizing from a conventional home into a tiny house like?
well, there was a gap between us moving out of our house and moving into this. So we were a bit like nomads for a couple of months and just put all our stuff into storage, and then gradually sorted, got rid of. And fortunately we have a big shed here, so there's still stuff to sort.
The big shed always helps, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Now that you're living in your tiny home and you've been here for 14 months, what would you say that your favourite thing about living in the tiny home is?
To me, the view is just stunning.
The small amount of housework, I guess. And I think it teaches you to stay tidy. If you make a mess, it's in your face.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is. And can we talk about the cost that was involved in building this home?
Well, completed with the deck, it's around about 250,000.
It's a great result.
Yeah, well, we're happy.
That's with the pod as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your tiny house actually won a design award, didn't it?
Yes, that's right. We got into the commercial award, so we were pretty rapt about that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know you're in a good home when it's winning design awards, eh?
Well, we always knew it was a good home. Now we know that the judges know it's a good home. And other people will know that it's now, a great home.
So you've been living in the tiny house for a while now. What does the future hold for you both?
In a couple of weeks' time, we're hitting the road in the caravan, going
Nice.
to the South Island that we've only seen bits of before, so a couple of months down there. So we're looking forward to that. I think the main thing for us to improve the quality of our life as we grew older was to release some capital that was tied up in our house to allow us to still have a home but have a caravan as well to go travelling, which we've always said we wanted to do.
That's what it's about now. So the next 10, 15 years we want to be doing a lot of travelling around New Zealand. And it really is just a stunning place to live. It suits us down to the ground. And I think more people should be doing it.
Tiny home is sorted and it's time to start living big.
Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like it. Well, this really is such a beautiful and well thought out home. There is no doubt in my mind that you have created a wonderful place here to enjoy your retirement. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, very good.
I think what Peter and Brenda have done here makes a tremendous amount of sense. They've saved money by downsizing into a small yet still absolutely beautiful and functional home. Thanks to the addition of the pod, there's still plenty of room for all of their hobbies. And most importantly, they've freed up time and money to be able to enjoy life in retirement. They get to live close to family and watch their grandkids grow up. And ultimately, I think that is exactly what we should all be doing. Prioritizing life and living and enjoying the time that we have on this earth.